Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, lost somewhere in downtown Paphos. We've just been to pick a car up from an MOT station, which is the MOT station up by Uptown Lidl, if you're curious. That's where we go. One of the best MOT stations. He's very strict, which is a good thing, especially when, well, if it's your car, that's for sure. It's nice to know that the brakes and the suspension arms and those kind of things are all good. So we're going to go for a wiggle and a waggle, and we're going to slowly but surely join back onto the main inner ring road, which is in and around the uptown area of Anavargos. So stick with us. Here we go. We're going to cross over this little road and we're going to wiggle to the right, then go round to the left a bit, then to the right. You'll get with the program, don't worry. And slowly but surely, if you continue to watch the little channel known as Marika and Me, you will start to learn your way in and around downtown Paphos, because it's not that big a town, if you understand me. And well, one thing's for sure, you can't really get lost because there's a thing called the blue Mediterranean Sea just over yonder. Although today, to be honest, it's not looking that blue. You may have noticed the sky is looking a bit grey, but it's not dust this time. Oh no, it's like a mist that's coming in across the Mediterranean Sea, and it's coming in for the next couple of days. So the Met Office is telling us, big school on the left hand side if you're curious. And we're going to join one of the main roads down here, and to give you a reference point, just down to the right is the, how do you say it, Anavargos Hospital. I think that's how you say it. If you're an expat and you live in Paphos, you'll understand exactly where I am. So there it is, the Anavargos Hospital, which is a very popular hospital with locals, expats and foreigners alike. Now, coming up over here is the main ring road, as we say. There's Tricus Auto Glass right in front of us, and Maneuver Insurance, and we're going to filter onto this road now, and we're going to come onto the Fountain roundabout at the top, and then we're going to go right round that roundabout and head out towards the Limassol roundabout. Where are we going? Well, if your name is Lady so sweet Caroline, you might be starting to get excited, because we're off to the workshop. Yes, you heard me correctly. We's off to the workshop. So before we start on that little mission, if I was your bottom, Lady oh so sweet Caroline, and get yourself onto a memory foam pillow, and just before you do, well, pour a tot or two for the man known as Lord Nigel Big Guns, because, well, the roads have not got better, that's for sure. That's the Fountain roundabout, which means we're in Lower Anavargos. We're going to go round it, we're going to circumnavigate it, and we're going to head out towards the Limassol roundabout, and then we're going to fly up the Limassol bypass. There we go. But that sky, it's a little bit depressing, to be honest. It's very grey indeed. But when you get out of the car, you start to notice you're surrounded by a bit of a mist, and I'm not exaggerating. There is like a mist, and there's a dampness to it, and quite a nice chill to it, to be honest, because the temperature, you know, if your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean, you got a cat that you stole from downtown Cyprus a while back, and a dog called Bo. Well, the temperature is still around about 20 degrees, so we're not doing too bad, and we're in the third week of April. Easter is now, well, done with for another year, and now we're getting ready for the summer season to fully ramp up and get going, shall we say. So if you're coming down to Paphos in and around May, June, July and August, don't worry, you can have a spectacular holiday. The sky, that'll be blue. The sea, that'll be blue. Mr. Paul, I promise you, will be dressed head to toe in blue. So all it is actually missing is you. Get yourself on that big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy, because Cyprus is quite simply waiting for you. What's going on here? We are in gridlock traffic, aren't we? Unbelievable. And if you're wondering where we're coming from, by the way, today we've been up to Tala. We've actually been to Paya twice. We are in late morning now, if you understand me. We do tend to start quite early. Normally Mr. Paul gets out on his adventures at around about 6:30 in the morning, because I try to beat all the rush hours and all that sort of stuff. And then the parts suppliers and them, they start opening up at about 7 o'clock. And of course coffee shops, well, they're open from around about 6. So I pretty much know where all the good coffee shops are in Paphos, in my opinion anyway. This work of art coming up, This is the rear end of it, if you understand me. On our left hand side is the Electricity Authority main office for Paphos, and that is the roundabout, which is known as the Limassol roundabout. And if you're coming into Paphos, you get to see quite a nice feature, shall we say, and at night time it is all lit up so that you know that you've arrived. If you shoot off on the first exit on the roundabout here, you would go up to Konya and Armu village, and we're going to take the second exit, which takes us up the highway towards Limassol. If you were to keep going round it and take the third exit, you would drop down past McDonald's, past the new Neon Mall, and eventually, if you kept going straight, you would end up in downtown Gate of Paphos, downtown paradise, that's for sure. Now, let's go and check and see who we're carrying around with the breakfast crew today. Well, I'm pretty sure that Dame Anne, she's in the house, that's for sure, the girl in charge of pretty much about everything on the little channel known as Marika and Me. Sitting next to her will be the superstar, the star known as Anna Star, and of course she's the greatest lawyer in downtown Poland, and the girl in charge of all the legalities on the little channel known as Marika and Me. Sitting on their arms, raring to go, we've got the two Ronnies. Yes, Viking Ronnie is on the left, originally from Israel and now resides in downtown Denmark. He'll be slurping on his filter coffee while he samples his Melba toast. And on the right hand side will be the Chief Commissioner, the Chief Constable of all the policings on the little channel known as Marika and Me, and of course his name is Mr. Ronnie Miller, and he'll be slurping on his nice cup of Tetley's with a rich tea biscuit or two in the other hand, and probably planning his next little vacation to downtown Cyprus. Now, I warn you, when you're on these highways, by the way, the Gumbaros in blue have acquired themselves some of these camera vans, and they're quite small ones, and they're not like the UK ones or the other Europeans where they're all sign written to hell, shall we say, with big orange and yellow flashing things all over them. Oh no, these are nice little quaint vans that always in white, pretty nondescript, that sort of blend into the countryside. And the only giveaway is on the back. There's a little hatch that opens up, or a black window, and that's where the camera is, and of course it's zapping you. Yes, it's zapping you for speeding. It's a bit of rain coming down, look at that, wow. So that mist is bringing a bit of wet weather with it as well. They did forecast the odd light shower. Anyway, back to the Gumbaros in blue. So Brinks are the guys that are running them, independent company, and we all understand what they want: profit, profit, profit. So if you are out in a car in and around Paphos, or perhaps if your name's John Barnhawk and you're off on your travels to downtown Nicosia, keep that foot off the pedal, because these boys are waiting especially for you, and they're going to zap you, that's for sure. On the spot finds. Look at that, the raindrops are getting bigger. Looks as though we're in for a bit of a shower, that's for sure. Luckily I didn't wash the car this morning. I'll leave it till a little bit later. There we go. I'll take it to Abdullah and I'll say, hey, come on young man, get that car nice and shiny. He's the best car washer in the whole of Paphos, that's for sure. And in his spare time he does a bit of car body work as well. Let's go and see what he's up to, because that's where we're off to, the car body workshop and the mechanics next door. Let's go and see what's going on. Quite a busy day, by the way. Easter's just gone, so you tend to get a bit of a bottleneck, and all the cars pile up, and of course you can't get parts when everywhere's closed. But now we're back in business, so let's go and see what's ready to rock and roll. We've got a Land Cruiser that's had a new intercooler and a new radiator and a few bits and bobs, all new to tears, aren't we? We've got that Toyota Yaris that we picked up the other day, where the man had, well, glanced something, that's for sure. That's almost repaired, and we're going to paint that today and hopefully return it tomorrow, because on Friday it's the celebration of Eid. Yes, so some of the members of staff want to go and celebrate the end of Ramadan. So we're going to close on Friday, so there won't be a lot going on. So we've got to get as much done on this short week as possible, because Monday was a bank holiday as well, due to Easter, wasn't it? Cypriot Easter, you understand me? Confusing, isn't it? We've got an English Easter, as I call it, and then we've got a Cypriot Easter as well, and then Eid, and then there's May the 1st coming up. Lots of bank holidays, isn't it? Lots of days when people want to go on holiday, and and people don't want to lose their cars, and someone like me's got to try and make a living. So on that note, if you like what you see, hit the like, click subscribe. I want to come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter insanity. And if you would like to help the channel to grow, you want to fund the channel, well, click through to our About page, where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two. There's a little icon called Buy Me a Coffee. That's how the channel is funded. We take your money and we liquefy it in coffee when we need a coffee in the mornings, but most of the times we pop it in the tank and drive around and continue to make these little videos for you. And if you want a special video, Ian the Butcher, for example, he wanted us to go up and have a look at a villa up in Secret Valley, and we did. And 3 coffees, and that was done. I fitted into my travels, so as long as you grease my palm that little bit, I'll go make that special video for you, that's for sure. So here we go, we're going to exit, and we're heading to the workshop. I can imagine that lady, oh, so sweet Caroline, is now transgressing back to the 70s and getting all excited because she does like a quick visit to the body shop. She likes to see what's going on. So stick with us, here we go. We're going to take a bit of a right and a bit of a left. We've got to check for traffic because we tend to have cars coming down from the scrapyard and the rubbish refuse collection plant at the very top. So here we go. We're entering the compound, and we're going to go and see what the boys are up to, shall we say. A quick visit. This is the 3rd visit today, by the way. Like I say, we do start early, and we like to finish it around lunchtime. Well, I do anyway. Got other things to do as well, if you understand. Here we are, entering the compound. Let's go and see what the Gumbaros are up to. Someone's turned up in a Range Rover. Who's this, I wonder? Look at the state of this road, eh? Absolutely diabolical. One of these days we'll all chip in together, and you never know, we might get a bit of tar macadam going on. Here, there's Gumbaro number 1 sitting there. We've got to park somewhere, haven't we? I'll tell you. We'll park down here. There we are. We'll dismount, shall we? There we are. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. We have arrived, and let's try not to get the camera wet. So if you want to see some more of a madness, don't forget to come back for the next one, and we'll see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching.